It's hard to believe that it has been over 4 months since we've been able to gather for worship here in our building together. And that's why we're so excited to welcome you back to our church so that we can worship God in person. We're going to be entering phase 1 of our in-person worship gatherings next Sunday, July 26th. And so I'm here with our council president, Jim Neuenhuis, to share with you what you can expect to experience if you choose to come back for the foreseeable future and worship on Sunday mornings here at Ferrysburg Community Church.
So when you come here on Sunday, we're not going to screen you and make sure you're feeling healthy. We're asking you to self-screen at home, to stay home if you're feeling sick. But if you're feeling healthy, we welcome you to come and join us here on Sunday morning. We are asking that you bring a face covering or wear a face covering. They will be mandatory to attend our worship service. We know that can be controversial in our country at this point in time, but we are showing an abundance of caution for the safety of our members and people who choose to worship here on Sunday morning. So please be prepared to wear a face covering. And finally, when you come, we ask you to spend as much time as you want outdoors, but we don't want you to linger indoors. Once you come into the building, you will sanitize your hands at the station right here, and please go directly and find a seat in the sanctuary.
All right, let's head in. One thing that you'll notice as you enter church is there'll be someone greeting you and jotting down your name. And we're doing this just to have a temporary record of who was here each Sunday in case we needed to notify you in the event that there was a positive COVID test. We'd want to be able to notify you and know who was here. As you come into the sanctuary, another thing you'll notice is that there are 2 out of every 3 pews are unavailable. There'll be a little card like this in the unavailable pews, and this is to provide for social distancing, and this will allow us to maintain a safe distance. Families can sit together, obviously. If you're in the same row as another family unit, we just ask that you keep a generous space between you. We will be singing, and we'll be wearing face coverings while we sing, but we will be singing. That's such an important part of our church family and what we do when we gather here on Sunday mornings. We will be singing a few less songs than what we normally do, but we will continue to have a blend of traditional and classic hymns as well as praise choruses.
So something else that will be different on Sunday mornings is that we will not have our usual time of greeting. Apart from the fact that we're 3 rows apart and you might not be able to reach someone's hand, we do want to maintain social distancing while we're here indoors. Another thing is that we will not be passing an offering plate down the rows. Instead, we will have boxes for you to put your offering in by the sanctuary doors as you leave the sanctuary. Instead of everyone just leaving when the service is over, we are going to dismiss in an orderly fashion by rows. There'll be an usher indicating when you can leave, starting from the back and proceeding forward. And finally, just want to once again emphasize that if you don't feel safe or comfortable coming here on Sunday morning, we will be live streaming the service so you can watch it at the time that the service is taking place here in the sanctuary, or you can watch it on video later.
One new thing we're going to be offering on Sunday mornings for at least all of phase 1 is a second area for you to come and participate in the service, and that is right here in our gymnasium. We are going to be streaming the service here. We're going to be projecting it up on the wall. We'll have speakers that will bring us the service that's happening in the sanctuary. And this is kind of a happy medium between being in the sanctuary and watching it at home. And this space is designed to serve 2 purposes. First of all, if we get more people than what our sanctuary can handle at a safe social distance, we can move people in here. Another reason this might appeal to some of you is if you have children and you'd like to come to worship, you can sit at one of these tables and your kids can draw or color on pages designed for them, and you can be in here during the worship service. We're asking that there only be 1 family unit at each table just to, again, provide for social distancing. This is going to be a more movement-friendly area. It's probably going to be a little noisier than the sanctuary, but that comes with the territory if you're going to be in here. We'd like this to be a friendly place for kids and families to enjoy the worship service.
So after the worship service is over, we're asking that the people who are here in the gymnasium not go back into the commons. Rather, they will go out through the other door at the other end of the gymnasium and out the children's wing to get back outside. We encourage you to sanitize your hands on the way out, just like you did on the way in. There will not be a time of refreshment indoors as we are accustomed to having. We're not going to be serving anything outdoors either, but you are certainly welcome to stay and talk with your friends who you might not have seen for the last 4 months. We encourage that absolutely. And finally, we will be cleaning all of the high contact surfaces here in the church between services, all of the chairs and the tables in the gymnasium, the doors and everything else. So we want to make it as safe for everyone as is possible.
We hope that this presentation has answered some of your questions about what worship is going to be like as we resume the in-person experience. And we recognize that that this isn't going to be right for all of you, that you have to make your own decision about whether you feel safe being in a group of people or whether you feel comfortable worshiping under the conditions that we're going to be worshiping under. And one thing that we want to make clear is this is your decision. A lot of times there's pressure and encouragement to come and be here on Sunday mornings for worship, but you have to make this decision for you and for your family. We're going to continue to live stream the worship services, so you can watch it at home if it's not the right time for you to come back to worship. This is going to be different. It's going to be difficult, but I have a lot of confidence, and I'll give you 2 reasons. The first one is because of all of you, because of our church family. FCCers are some of the most gracious, tough, wonderful people that I know, and I have all the confidence in the world in you. And the second reason I have confidence is because God is going to be with us in this. God will be with us whether we're in the sanctuary, in the gym, or at home in our living rooms watching the service. So please keep our church in your prayers as we make this transition. And by God's grace, all will be well, and we're going to figure this out.
We look forward to seeing some of you in a couple of weeks, and we hope that many more will be able to come in the months ahead. If you have any questions or concerns about this process, please contact either me or one of the other administrative elders, Michael Michaud or Kevin Youngquist.